Look, Jacy Sheldon knees CC in the groin.
It was just a weird...
It is not looking good for Caitlin Clark. This was by far the worst ref game. It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen to Kate. There was new footage that has come out.
Caitlin Clark is injured again.
Allegedly, Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin.
But it's a foul. It is clearly a foul, and obviously this is called as a no call.
Everything is different now that new footage has been released. In a previously unseen angle, it is evident that Jacy Sheldon drove her knee straight into Caitlin Clark's groin as the referee watched and did nothing.
These referees was completely ridiculous. The referees was a complete disaster.
Caitlin grips the area in pain right away, but the game keeps playing as if nothing had happened. Sees that right leg's inside. This was no ambiguous infraction that could go either way. This was the aim. If you completely agree with Caitlin, please leave a comment with Protect CC right now. Fans won't ignore it, even if the league does. She is the main source of viewers. Seats are being filled by her.
She's the one bringing all the viewers.
She was the reason we won.
And the Indiana Fever plays their best when Caitlin is on the floor. Yeah, I get it 1,000%.
And as soon as this new perspective appeared online, it was crystal obvious in slow motion and high definition. It exploded. It is as obvious as day. Sheldon rushes towards Caitlin. Her knee lands exactly where it hurts the most as her leg rises off the ground. This was no accident. There was no gray area here. It was obvious.
There was new footage that has come out. Allegedly, Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin.
She hasn't even grounded her foot. With all of her momentum, she is directly aiming at Caitlin. Caitlin doubles over as soon as the knee touches, clearly grimacing and twitching her body.
39 seconds in the game, she holding her leg because she knew. Caitlin knew she was hurt.
But the referee, who is only a few steps away, lets it go. No whistle, no replay, no foul, nothing.
So there's a referee standing right there we all can see. Can you guys see this right here? You guys see that? That is a knee. Jacy Sheldon's knee is all the way fully, her whole leg is fully extended.
Caitlin Clark took a knee to the groin from Jacy Sheldon, but it's a foul. It is clearly a foul, and obviously this is called as a no.
It was a social media bomb. The phrase Sheldon knee quickly gained popularity, and fans flooded social media with demands for clarification. Was it intentional? Was it risky? It ought to have been called, at the very least. However, it wasn't even recognized. And the stillness alone says 1,000 words. It informs the world you can play with Caitlin Clark. Her response sums it up. She didn't exaggerate or flip.
She didn't yell.
Evidently in discomfort, she simply clutched the region and made an effort to remain upright. You sensed it. This was not an act.
Off the ground into Caitlin Clark's hand and groin area. You clearly see that. She immediately grabs her groin.
And that's what strikes most strongly. Not only was she injured, but the league's biggest star is being singled out time and time again, and nobody seems to care about keeping her safe. There was no conversation sparked by this clip. Point one was confirmed.
It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen to Caitlin, bro.
It confirmed what supporters had been speculating about for weeks. This is more than just a crude defense. There is a pattern, an unsafe, unregulated trend. We finally have the video to back it up.
It was no haphazard foul play.
It was a component of a persistent problem. Throughout the season, Caitlin Clark has been taking a lot of hits. Eye pokes, blindside shives, harsh elbows, and now a blatant knee. Game after game, she has been beaten. Additionally, the WNBA has taken little to no action.
A fan's point of view of what happened. Watch this. So this was actually inside the stadium.
Please welcome to the floor, ladies and members of the Connecticut Sun squad. Let's make some noise for Katie Garnett.
Because the fix is in that they can be extra physical with Clark.
Gritty defense is not what this is. It is a form of discipline, and the difference is enormous. Stopping her on the scoreboard is no longer the goal. The aim is to send a message. You have no place here. Additionally, the referees are making it possible. Caitlyn's left is begging for simple calls in game after game. She has repeatedly been spotted mid-aim arguing for justice in order to be heard. Additionally, woman is the one that is admonished to calm down or cautioned for a technical when she defends herself.
Caitlin Clark did get injured again in her right groin this time. The previous groin injury was her left groin, and it is not looking good because groins are an injury that do take quite a while to actually fully heal.
It's reversed. When it comes to Caitlyn, even her coach Stephanie White has said that there is a different standard. Despite allowing a distinct form of aggressiveness, the league has not taken any action, held anyone accountable, made a statement, or imposed any penalties on the referees for repeatedly missing it. Fans are also tired of it. They have started sharing videos and flooding comment sections with calls for reform.
She told the referee to grow up, got Agnes confirmed. That's exactly what Caitlin Clark said to the ref. She told the ref to grow up.
The referees was embarrassing. The referee then said something to Caitlin Clark and completely set Caitlin Clark off.
She had snapped at a referee earlier. She had held her head down in the midst of her shooting slump.
Caitlyn's brother was fed up too. He went on the internet to criticize the officiating crew for allowing his sister to be beaten without repercussions after witnessing the Sheldon event. He's not by himself, either. The opinions of experts, pundits, and former athletes are all in agreement. IT is visible to all. However, the league pretends that it doesn't exist. And since this isn't happening in a vacuum, the quiet is risky. Resentment is simmering beneath the surface. Let's be honest. The ascent of Caitlin Clark wasn't gradual. An explosion occurred. She wasn't a recent addition to the league. Overnight, she altered the rules. She garnered attention from all around the world, sold-out games, and record-breaking TV numbers. And some WNBA veterans find that difficult to accept.
Again, this is her fourth upper leg injury on her other leg.
It's difficult to see Clark holding back tears.
And we want to see Caitlin Clark ball.
She didn't pay her dues in the traditional manner. She blew everyone away with her fame, following, and cultural influence. Additionally, some players are attempting to frighten her with aggressiveness, schvees, and cheap shots rather than matching her talent level. And now knees as seen in that viral video. Where is Cathy Engelbert as all of this is going on? Not a trace. The commissioner of the WNBA has remained silent. No declaration, no action, and no public support for the biggest talent in the league. Engelbert remains mute as Caitlin Clark is repeatedly physically assaulted during games. Supporters are observing this in real time as Caitlin endures vicious blow after vicious blow. And now, a lot of people are publicly urging NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to intervene.
These referees was completely ridiculous. They're holding Cathy accountable for Adam Silver to possibly step in and get rid of Cathy.
It's gotten that terrible, yes. You can tell that there is no longer any trust left when supporters are pleading with a leader of another league to save theirs. This isn't just about a guy who got hurt. It's also about what happens when a league doesn't defend the person who started it. Caitlin Clark is being sacrificed for power struggles, ego, and resentment rather than for victories or strategy. Additionally, Engelbert's silence is an indication of approval.
Her win in the ugliest 85-77 fourth quarter was as long as that Wings game. It just dragged, man. There were 15 of the 33 fouls in this game were all in that fourth quarter, along with stoppages. Caitlin Clark had a tough shooting night again. At this point, it was clear through this game she's not 100%.
This most recent blow wasn't your typical injury. It shattered the basis that the WNBA was attempting to establish. Fans were devastated as well as incensed when the video of Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin in the groin went viral. That video demonstrated the breakdown of trust in addition to physical suffering. A league that at last achieved the recognition it had long desired before mishandling it by allowing their star player to suffer harm with no repercussions. Let's not act as though Caitlin solely attracted admirers. She brought a revolution, vitality, and relevancy. In cities where she used to perform in front of empty seats, she filled arenas. She transformed everyday games into events that everyone had to see. She rekindled interest in women's basketball among young people. Fever jerseys were cool because of her. What has she received in exchange? A vicious knee, quiet referees, emotional moments spent in a towel, and now the possibility of her absence from the All-Star game.
Caitlin Clark, she came out of the timeout. So Caitlin comes out of the timeout right here. And this is the timeout after she's dribbled the ball up. She's dribbled the ball up straight away, got fouled by Layla Khan.
Additionally, that game is anticipated to be the season's high point. It's in her new home state of Indiana. The court was essentially made with her in mind. She is featured in the advertising. Because of her, fans purchase tickets. Furthermore, there's a genuine possibility that she won't even be able to suit up due to careless violence and cowardly leadership. That is more than just an issue. This is an absolute marketing disaster.
What if this would have happened to Kobe? What if this would have happened to Jordan? The type of shit that is going down in this league, bro, is making it hard to watch.
Already, the backlash has begun. The cost of tickets is decreasing. They're being given out by some. Travel plans and flights are being canceled by fans. Why should we show up for a league that won't protect the reason we care? Is a common question on social media.
So the court is now set up. It's unfortunate, man. Caitlin Clark, we don't know yet, but I'm getting word that she's hurt, hella hurt.
And it's not just fan annoyance. There's a real risk to Caitlin's health. A jammed finger is not the same as a groin injury. These are soft tissue injuries that require rest, patience, and appropriate care. Caitlin hasn't experienced that either. She has overcome groin strains, quad problems, and other ailments. In a little more than 3 months, there were 4 distinct soft tissue injuries. It's not unlucky. It's a crisis.
You see Caitlin Clark grab her groin after making this play to Kelsey Mitchell, the backdoor play that we've grown accustomed to seeing. And just like that, boom, grabbing the groin, clearly in pain.
A lot of people feeling the pain on this one.
She is hobbling throughout every game. Fans hold their breath whenever she hits the floor. Nevertheless, she continues to play, smile, persevere, and bear the league's burden. However, how long is that possible? Carrying a league on your back and losing while it looks away is not an option. Her body isn't the only thing breaking. She is also displaying signs of weakness. She didn't lash out following the knee to the groin. She didn't voice any complaints. She didn't raise a fuss. She simply left, clutching herself in agony. Later, with tears in her eyes, she sat silently with a towel over her head. It was more than just bodily discomfort. Emotional weariness was the result.
I think it is very likely that Caitlin Clark, the reason why she's so upset is just the old weight of the world. It's finally kind of coming down on her. And that's a kind of scary thing where she almost has too much pressure put on her shoulders.